Hey guys, this is Mario Kart. I'm going to be doing a quick video showing off the XNALara Max script I made. Basically imports a model from XNALara. If you don't know what that is, XNALara is a model viewing program for Eidos' Lara Croft Tomb Raider Underworld game. I think it's on the Xbox 360, PC, PS3, whatever. Anyway, big game, cool game. Anyway, this guy, he used the XNA development kit by Microsoft, and he made a model viewing program to view Lara from Underworld. And you can pose her. You got full control over her facial expressions, body movements, whatever. And you can import backgrounds from the game, like the mansion or stuff like that. So like the fans really caught on to the program, and it's big. It's just pretty cool. So anyway, one of the things you can do with the program, or one thing that has caught on, is character mods. Like say you want like Lara with blonde hair or whatever, and then something else that's caught on is actually sticking in unique characters. So you can actually stick in a character from, like say a game from Capcom versus Marvel 3, and you can like stick in like Phoenix or like Storm or something stupid in there. You can have them interact with Lara and make goofy poses or backgrounds, right? So yeah, that's what XNALara is in a box, a nutshell, and that's why I try to pioneer this script, make this script, is that I want to bridge that gap between XNALara and 3dsmax. Currently, the support for XNALara stems with Blender, and just Blender, so I want to kind of extend that to Max users. Okay. Unfortunately, the script right now, it's kind of like in its larva form. There's no GUI. It only supports import right now, no export. The thing is I've been just really sitting on my ass the entire time, so I'm kind of worried eventually I'll just drop it, like I'll lose interest. So at least I want to stick it out there, and then people who want to mess around with it can just mess around with it. Okay, because there's actually this one topic here about just getting models from XNALara, bringing it to 3dsmax and making renders. Okay, and renders are pretty cool, but what it does do is it shows you how to start the materials from scratch. Okay, that's all nice and all, but like if you're new to 3dsmax, you don't want to go through 60 textures and do this tedious work. That's going to take you like 2 hours. If you don't know what you're doing, take you all day. So yeah, the Max script I made should be a lot like user friendly. Although if you're like a professional like 3dsmax renderer, like making like professional renders, yeah, you're going to be doing material editing from scratch anyway. But anyway, for this is more for the layman's anyway. So anyway, I just want to show the script and how you guys can just use it and just get a Lara working right off the bat. Okay, and I have to explain a few issues with the script. Well, not with the script, but more 3dsmax actually. So I'll get into that. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so here's the script. You can either download it off of shoot, where's my topic? I'll likely post it in my topic here I created. Darn it, here we go. Yeah, this is the topic here. Register to this forum, TombRaiderForums.com. This is where XNALara, you can download it and all the other jizz. Okay, anyway, there's my topic here. Okay, 181251. You can find the script here when I post it. Anyway, save it here. Otherwise, if it's in a text format, you can just paste it into a notepad. Okay, and what you can do with that is you can just click, drag, and drop it into the window. You can see I have a browse window. I can open a file. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit import. This is actually Lara's bikini. Yeah, I didn't really read it. Anyway, so that's one way you can use the script. There's also a different way you can install the script, and I say this because I had an experience with Windows 7 here where I wasn't able to drag and drop, and I think that's because I had the UAC on. Vista and Windows 7 have a thing called the user access control thing. Anyway, I think it denies you the ability to drag and drop. So if that does happen, another way you can do it is actually go to Max script, go to new, and instead of drag and dropping anything, you're just going to go and copy that script I gave you and just paste it in here. Okay, oops. So this is actually the Max editor. If you're using a newer Max, Max 2012 or something like that, it actually looks like a real editor. This one just looks like a notepad, but it's just, you're not like deceived by it. This is actually part of 3dsmax. Okay, seriously, this is a notepad. This is 3dsmax. Okay, so yeah. So from here, what you can do is just select all, and then you can just drag it and drop it here. I know I told you like drag and drop doesn't work, but this is like internal within 3dsmax. So anyway, you can just drag and drop that, and it'll actually create an icon, and you can just close that, and then every time you hit the icon, it'll just run the program. You just import something. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to change something, you can just edit it and then redo that, or edit it from here. It doesn't really matter. But there's one thing here I have turned off. It's import normals. If you want to import normals, just turn it to true. Okay. But right now it's totally not optimized. So I think I tested it. It took like a half hour to import normals. So yeah, just be warned, and don't enable that unless you're like really bored and you want to see your computer freeze. So cool. Okay, so now I have to kind of explain what happened here. Okay, so I've just imported Laura, okay, in a bikini. Sweet. Right now the materials should have been detected if there was a material. Otherwise, if there's not a material there defined, then I'm just trying to do an auto detect. Okay, I do the detection based on the texture name. So if the texture said Laura Croft bikini suit underscore normal or bump, it would be a normal map. Or if it said Laura bikini underscore I don't know, spec, it would be a spec map. Okay, that's basically how it works. It's simple. But of course, if those names aren't there, like the underscore or something, that might mess it up. But anyway, it should work with the defaulted models for sure. I know that. Anyway, I tested a few. Anyway, so yeah, this is a really small render, but anyway, there's Laura. Actually, I'm going to switch this back to the scan line. This is V-Ray, by the way. I'm going to switch it back to just a normal scan rate or scan line. It'll go faster. It's invisible because I got lights. Got lights somewhere around here. Okay. Oops, I got two of them. Let's do that again. Sorry. So yeah, import again. It's not very fast. It's like I think it takes like a minute to 2 minutes to import just a model, and then if you did turn on normals, it would take like 2 hours. No kidding. Anyway, while this is importing, I'll just quickly explain what a normal is. A normal, I'm not really good at physics, but what I understand is a normal is what it controls the direction of how light travels. So say you have a surface and the light hits it, the normal is going to determine which direction it bounces up. So it can go bounce directly back up, or bounce off, or it can bounce in. If it bounces in, then it's going to turn black. Okay. And which leads me to this issue. You might not be able to see this unless you got this on high definition, but anyway, her hair has kind of got like these blotches in it. So I'm just going to disable the maps here so you can see the soft shade or smooth shade, sorry. And you can actually see that the hair has blemishes on it, these black things. Okay. The reason behind that is that 3dsmax does not properly support normals. Of course, it supports normals because that's basic, whatever how you make a geometry. But anyway, 3dsmax always constantly recalculates the normals, so it's impossible to keep normals because it deletes normals constantly. And just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to turn on ignore backfacing. I'm going to delete the double faces here. Okay, these are double faces. The reason this is happening is because there's two polygons sharing the same space, and 3dsmax is attempting to recalculate the normals. Okay, recalculating how the normal bounces off the surface, and because there's two sharing that space, 3dsmax is just like, what the? And then at that point, it just messes up how light bounces. So the light is bouncing in and out everywhere. So you can see that's what double faces are doing to 3dsmax. So you could say in some context that 3dsmax sucks because it's stupid, which is probably true. Anyway, so I didn't delete it yet, but I selected everything from the inside. So that's if I delete this, the double-sided polygon should be gone. So I'm gonna hit the delete key now. You just watch. Keep an eye on that black thing. Poof. Okay, it's gone. See, I deleted the inside polygons. It recalculated the normals, and the normals, as you see, are somewhat corrected. Okay, So that's the problem here. 3dsmax is constantly recalculating your normals. Okay, when I import the model, normals recalculated. I rig the model, normals recalculated. I do anything here, the normals are recalculated. The normals are constantly recalculated, but the normals are also very, very important. Okay. On the original model, the normals are actually used to hide these cracks or seams. The normals bend in such a way that the light bounces up uniformly and it hides that crack on the original model. Okay, but now we imported the max, normals are reset, and you see that crack there. Okay, so we have two issues: double-sided polygons creating bad normals, and breaks or seams in the model showing breaks or seams, all kind of related to normals. Okay, and like I said, I disabled normal importing because it takes too long, and when you import them, you lose them anyway. There's no point. Okay, but I left the option there. If you want to mess around with it, you can. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys how to solve the crack and the black thing. Obviously, I just showed you the black thing. Okay, but say it was more extensive than that. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to just cut this off. You're going to cut your skin off. No, that sounded weird. You're just take that thing off. You're going to before you do that, you're going to want to go into vertex. You're going to want to highlight everything and weld by 0.001. Okay, recalculate the normals. You're going to want to add an STL check modifier. Okay, STL check modifier. Okay, click on double, uncheck change ID, and check. Okay, got it. It's going to scan through your polygons or whatever. It's going to find any. So it says errors. It found 2,204 polygons that are double-faced. Okay. Then you're going to have to download and install a script called delete double faces. Got that? The website looks like it's here by Bobo Rendert is. Anyway, download this, uncheck that, check, and then hit check selected meshes, whatever. Okay, you can do it in batch, I guess, but anyway. It does take a little while. It's kind of slow. Scripting is always slower than coding because your script is made out of plain English and it has to go through a different program that then sends it to a different program that does a different program. Anyway, sorry. So there you go. That was an automated way to do it. No selecting or nothing, just doing all by modifiers in a script. Got it? So that's how you would do it if you had a model that had a really, really bad issue there. And from here, I can just go to collapse all to just bring it back to one stack, or you could leave it, okay, if you wanted to go back, but I don't think you really want to go back. And anyway, you just go to right click and go to paste, and it's going to stick your skin back on. Okay, even though this is a bad example, your skin is completely red anyway, so you don't really see the effect. Okay. When you use that script, it's actually going to leave it's going to leave the part that it deleted. Say you wanted to keep it, you could. Okay, like I can just paste skin onto it again. Okay, if you wanted to do that way, or you could just delete it. It's up to you, whatever. Anyway, so that's one way to fix the dark blemishes. Okay, another way to fix all these cracks. Okay, is first go to your select by name thing. Okay, by default these should all be enabled. Just disable everything and only enable bones. Highlight all bones, and we're going to hit hide. So now our bones are hidden. Okay, so now select all the meshes, and you're going to want to add edit mesh thing. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to weld the entire model. So select everything, weld by low factor, and I don't know if you saw that, but all the seams got welded and the normals recalculated. Okay, so that's one quick, fast way you can do it. Okay, I usually don't like using the edit mesh modifier because it does modify your geometry, right? So of course you can also use edit normals. This will always stay on top of your stack and try to force your normals on. Sorry, excuse me. I use this in the script, but like I said, it takes forever. Actually, how much time I got? Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna try and import it with the normals on and show you guys. Actually, no, it's gonna take too long. I'll just leave it up to you guys to try it. Because seriously, it does take like an hour, and it's just, that's too much. But anyway, yeah, you can use edit normals, same thing. We're going to, if you turn this on, you can actually see the red dots, right? Select everything, go to select, and weld by a very, very small ratio. Okay. I don't know, it's gonna take, come on. Come on. So yeah, anyway, that's gonna weld that or smooth it out. But it's only gonna change the normals. It's not going to change our geometry. Okay. Again, though, if you make any changes to your model, it's gonna lose it. But at least this way, it's on a modifier. Okay, so this is normals. Okay. On, off, on, off, on, off. So if normals were imported properly, this is how it should import, which I do have working. I just disabled it. So if you want to try and enable it, go edit the script and change the thing that says norm on equals false. Change it to norm on equals true, and you'll get this effect. Okay, that effect. But it takes like an hour. Yeah, so I gotta figure out how to make that faster. Anyway. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. Yeah, so your model's pretty good. Materials actually, I don't know if I showed that, but they're there. Like, there's the normals. I don't know if you can tell, but this is just the diffuse here, and this is the render with the normal combined with it. I didn't have any model samples to experiment with spec mapping or environment mapping, but I think it works pretty good. I don't know. I think it does anyway. Pretty good. If you find any glitches or whatever, let me know. One thing I couldn't figure out was how Dunson set up his materials. So I just, half this stuff is just guessed, to be honest. Anyway. So yeah, yeah, you want to make a cool render of Lara Croft. Whoa, whoa. Oh, I find when you make like a two point lighting system, you get like almost like a no fail render setup. I forgot the weld. No. Anyway, so yeah, this is V-Ray. V-Ray is a higher up rendering engine for 3dsmax. Basically, it calculates lighting more accurately using different lighting methods than 3dsmax. Although I think the new 3dsmax has different settings. But anyway. So yeah, you can see the materials are working pretty cool. Again, those seams there are actually a mesh issue. They're not actually the materials, but yeah, materials look pretty good. You can't really see the normal maps too good, but they're there. And the transparency is okay and all their jizz, whatever. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any more questions, of course, you can ask me in my topic here. And crap, I'm getting sick, lose my voice. There is another topic here. I think. Let's see. From XNALara to max. So yeah, what's this guy asking? See those great 3D models, and I have a question. Next user, and when I export the object, I got the file, but the textures never fit the model. So that's a problem. Oh, that's one thing. There's actually a thing called texture layer, or not texture layers, sorry, texture coordinate layers, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know if I set that up properly, so I wasn't able to find a model with different layers. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you have a model that has different layers, let me know, because that's what I think that's what he's talking about. The models don't fit the layers or something like that. Anyway, this looks fine, I think. Don't want to render. Sorry. Oh yeah, LoRa does move, by the way. Yeah, the body moves completely, of course. It's got all bones in it. Yeah. So, oh my god, her arm came off. So, I don't know if it's supposed to do that. It looks kind of messed up, to be honest. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Yeah, that's gotta be right. Oh, wait, if you are a 3dsmax user, you must know that import object in 99% not textured and have to reassign their own material editor. Do not ask these guys about 3dsmax. They pray to a blender and deem you a heretic. Wow. I think that guy joined just to say that. You guys pray to a blender and deem heretics. The heck? I think what he's saying is 3dsmax makes you assign all the textures manually, but don't ask anybody about it because they're blender praying heretics. Okay, so yeah, that's the script there. Any more questions, let me know. I think it's pretty solid. Again, I'm just going to be working on probably speed optimization. I probably will have to change some of the material profiles just because XNALara doesn't really have a material system. It's kind of like hard-coded. And some other guy came along and suggested a different system, which is kind of backwards because it, again, uses profiles. So you have to pick like profile 1 or profile 3, and it has different specific rendering issue, like material issues or material options or something like that. And yeah, so I just try to set up all these profiles in my script, and it's like massive profiles everywhere. It's really sloppy and inefficient. I gotta fix that if I find any problems. So yeah, if you find something that's to do with the texture map, the UVs, let me know, because I don't know if I actually set that up right. Because you can have model with textures, or yeah, UV channel, and then you can have another one with a separate UV channel. I don't even know how to change it in here. Yeah, you can change your mapping channel. See? So you can have different channels, and I don't know if that'll work. So you guys let me know if you have any channel issues. Anyway, sorry for ranting too much. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.